Something strange is happening around Barca and around football itself. While Lamine Yamal is lying injured at home, recovering from a shocking mishandling by Spain national football team. Paris Saint-Germain might be secretly pushing shadow campaign to secure the Ballon d'Or for Ousmane Dembélé, even approaching a well-known FC Barcelona fan to tweet in his support. The offer was marked confidential. The voting is closed, and the favorite is already known. Culés, what if this Ballon d'Or is already scripted? What if the whole football world is about to witness one of the biggest scandals ever, while Barca steps into the UEFA Champions League without its brightest star? Guys, before diving into all this chaos, download the Barcelona Live app. It's got all the news, insider updates, lineups, live scores, stats, and exclusive content straight from the dressing room. Everything to make you feel like a true part of the club. A secret campaign for Ousmane Dembélé's Ballon d'Or. Guys, you won't believe this. Neal Gardner, a journalist and known FC Barcelona fan, got an email last week titled Confidential Collaboration Opportunity. And guess what it said? They were offering to secretly pay him to become an influencer and promote the Ballon d'Or campaign for an ex-Barca star and current Paris Saint-Germain forward Ousmane Dembélé. The plan: 3 carefully crafted tweets per week for a whole month to boost Dembélé's case as a worthy Ballon d'Or winner. At first, Gardner couldn't believe it, and then he posted the email on X, formerly Twitter, hiding the agency's name. His post blew up, 4,000 reposts and 23,000 likes. He wrote, "I don't know who's behind this, but it's ridiculous, and people need to know this happens." Soon, an investigation revealed the email came from an Indian marketing company called Bangrr International. Its CEO, Ali Hussain, claimed it wasn't an official campaign, just an 18-year-old intern who, without asking anyone, wanted to research how much something like this might cost. And why Gardner? Because he's a well-known Barca fan, and if even he suddenly started praising Dembélé, it would seem much more convincing. Gardner, of course, refused, but the fact remains: a confidential offer really existed. It appeared right after voting closed, when Dembélé is seen as a favorite. And his main rival is our own Lamine Yamal. PR and marketing often work from the shadows, but this time the shadows slipped into the spotlight. Bangrr International has now apologized to Gardner and to Dembélé, but the damage is done. This world, even the Ballon d'Or, isn't always just about football. And who knows, maybe Paris Saint-Germain even turned to bot farms to secure Ousmane Dembélé's win. It's starting to feel like his Ballon d'Or victory is already scripted. And if it's true, it could become a massive scandal and one of the biggest cases of unfair play the award has ever seen. No Lamine in England. Bad news, Culés. Lamine Yamal won't play against Newcastle United in Barcelona's UEFA Champions League debut this season. The pain in his pubis hasn't gone away, and despite his efforts, no miracle happened. On Monday, he didn't train with the team, only worked in the gym. The problem started after his games with Spain national football team, which already made him miss the match versus Valencia and sparked plenty of controversy after Hansi Flick's press conference. Now it's the second game in a row he'll miss, and it's still unclear if he'd be ready to face Getafe on Sunday. Yes, Frankie de Jong is coming back, but with Alejandro Balde, Gavi and Lamine Yamal, the team will look very different. Last time, Rooney Bardi started on the right, but didn't impress, and a clash at St. James Park will be crucial. Most likely, Hansi Flick will use Rafinha on the right after his 2 goals versus Valencia, and Marcus Rashford on the left, fired up and fully familiar with the stadium and its pressure. Last season, Lamine played almost every UCL game and scored 5 goals. That's why his absence will be felt so much in his battle. Scandal and pain. Lamine Yamal was hurt with Spain. Guys, we are heading into the UEFA Champions League in a cloud of worry. Our brightest diamond, Lamine Yamal, still hasn't trained and will miss the clash with the Newcastle United. And the reason is honestly shocking. During the international break with Spain national football team, Lamine was already suffering from serious lower back pain caused by a sacroiliac injury. Instead of letting him rest, Spain's doctors gave him a Voltaren injection straight into his spine just so he could play, even though he reportedly said he couldn't even leave the hotel. Journalist Santi Jimenez revealed the federation's message. "We gave him the Voltaren injection in his spine because he couldn't leave the hotel, but he asked us not to play him." And what happened? He still played nearly 80 minutes against Turkey national team when it was already 0-3 at halftime, and came back to Barcelona completely broken. Since then, he hasn't trained a single day. Hansi Flick didn't hide his frustration. They sent him to the national team already in pain. They gave him painkillers so he could play. Between games, he didn't train. This is not taking care of a player. I'm very sad. Even sporting director Daco publicly backed Flick. There must be a better communication between clubs and national teams. Players are now overworked nowadays, and with talents like Lamine, we have to be very careful. Catalan journalists are already asking the big question: who is truly responsible for a player's health? Santi Jimenez recalled the legendary quote from Santiago Bernabeu, former president of Real Madrid. "A player's body belongs to the club, not the national team. The star who can win the World Cup for Spain national football team is Lamine Yamal, not Luis de la Fuente," he added. And now, instead of leading us in the UCL opener, Lamine is stuck recovering at home. Let's hope he come back soon, and that no one ever risks the health of our genius again. Marcus Rashford is stepping back on English soil, now wearing Barcelona colors. After breaking up with Ruben Amorim at Manchester United and a painful loan at Aston Villa, he's coming back to revive his career. 11 seasons, 138 goals, UEFA Europa League and UFL Cup titles, 2-time England Player of the Year, and 5 goals against Newcastle United, our rivals this Thursday. He knows all of England will be watching him. And we know, when Rashford is motivated, he can destroy anyone. Christensen won't give up. Andreas Christensen is entering his 4th season at Barcelona, and even though it's the final year of his contract, he has no plans to leave. Last season, injuries held him back, but now he's ready to fight for a starting spot again after Inigo Martinez's move to Al Nassr. He turned down offers from Saudi Arabia, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, and even La Liga because his home is here, in Barcelona. Now the main goal is to win back Hansi Flick's trust. And maybe the new chapter will start this Thursday against Newcastle United at St. James Park. Adieu, Umtiti, a champion who will always be one of us. Guys, today football says goodbye to one of the brightest centre-backs of his generation. Samuel Umtiti, our former defender and France national football team World Cup winner, has officially retired at 31. The last years of his career were haunted by a chronic knee cartilage damage, an injury that has chased him since 2017-18, back when he refused surgery, clenched his teeth, helped FC Barcelona win La Liga, and just weeks later lifted the 2018 FIFA World Cup with France, even scoring the winning goal in the semi-final against Belgium national football team. He played 133 matches for Barca and won 7 trophies, including 2 La Liga titles in a row. After the World Cup, the pain never really left, and the appearances became fewer, but we'll never forget the beast he was in his prime. After short spells with Lille and on loan at Lecce, today Samuel said, "After an intense career with ups and downs, the time has come to say goodbye. I gave my all with passion and regret nothing." And you know what? We do not regret a second of having him in the Barca shirt either. Merci Umtiti, forever a part of our history. Guys, so much happening around our club right now. Chaos, drama, and unforgettable stories. From the shadows behind Ousmane Dembélé's Ballon d'Or campaign to the pain of Lamine Yamal, the redemption path of Marcus Rashford, the fight of Andreas Christensen, and the emotional farewell of legend Samuel Umtiti. This is Barca. Our Barca. Always full of fire, beauty, and battles worth fighting. So, if you felt the emotions of this story, leave a like to support the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, I read them all, and subscribe because this journey is just beginning. Visca Barça! Bye bye!